In Kuf Chav Daled, in Silchos Tishah, and we're up to, I think, hey, just a little bit of truth. Just like to mention, I looked it up today. There's a tonus that's coming up on Sunday. It's a nidcha really, because normally Yedzayin is Shabbos, but we don't fast on Shabbos. So according to the calendar that I looked up, the tonus starts in the morning by Alois Shachar. Alois Shachar today is 4:27, which means to say two important things. Number one, being that's Motzei Shabbos, that many people eat a Marav Malka. By the time you get home from shul with the video, with everything, with Avdollah, so you're first starting about 10 o'clock, and you can make a big Suda. That's number one. But it may be easier. People who get up during the night, not everyone gets up during the night, but people that get up during the night, if they get up almost 4 o'clock in the morning, they could wash Negavasa and make a bracha on Tir Shadayim and eat. And then later go back to sleep. And when they get up for the minyan, let's say 7 or 8 in the morning, so you wash Negavas again, but without a bracha. And this way, it happens to be it's a long day, because the tonus ends sometime like about 9 o'clock. And so it's a long day, the tonus, and it could be a hot day. It's in the middle of the summer, which makes things a little more difficult. So there's this eitzah to get up early.
But you need to make it night.
Huh?
You need to make it night.
You have to, but that's what I want to say. Now, when does this help? If before you went to sleep, you made up that I may get up. In other words, otherwise, if you're going to sleep and you don't make up, so in a sense, you already accepted the tonus. Even though you're not fasting during the night, but it's you stopped eating already. But if you make a tanai, that if I wake up early, I'll eat or drink or whatever it is, it'll make it much easier for the tonus. So the time is, it has to be before, it has to be finished at 4:27, and if you get up at 4 o'clock, we'll be okay. What?
I see on my telephone a zman from Rosh Hashanah 3:50.
I looked at, I don't know, I looked on a calendar. I get a calendar from the base Vada Chachamim, whatever it's called, the House of the Sages it's called. But that's not theirs. That same company that prints theirs prints other calendars also. Okay. It's interesting. There's no Dvar Malchus here, because we can see in the Dvar Malchus when the Alois Shachar is. Not when they don't give you the list, they give you the Netzachama. Huh?
They don't give Alois.
And then for Brooklyn, they give you the Netzachama for Brooklyn. The Netzachama, and you could take the Netzachama, then it gives you the Shkia. So you can figure out the length of the day and divide that by 12. Someone says it's a long day, so it'll come out for something like 70 minutes an hour. If it's 70 minutes an hour, so then there's Shor Vereva is the difference between the Alois Shachar and the Netzachama. So Shah whatever would be 1 hour of 70 minutes.
5:38 it says it.
5:38. Okay, so 5:38. If you take off from that an hour and a half, what time is it?
5:38 is 4:38.
Take off an hour and a half hour time.
It's
Three.
at 4
4.
o'clock.
Okay, so this is
A little bit before 4.
according to that, it has to be about 4 o'clock. And the calendar that I saw today said 4:27. I don't know where they get it from. There may be different ways how they calculate
What
it.
is this Shachar Sunday?
Sunday, unless it's Shachar.
Coming Sunday.
I don't know. Look at the calendar, remind it.
Your calendar?
Yeah, that's my mind.
What day is it? Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. Who's my son? Who's that?
I don't know what it is.
Okay, look up my Zmanim, Taka. What is the gift for Sunday?
Brooklyn.
What channel?
You got to put in the zip code. I have
Yes,
also my Zmanim.
Fast begins at 3:56 a.m.
4 o'clock.
What?
3:56.
3:56.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know what it means by dawn degrees. We're at 4:27 a.m. dawn 6 minutes. What's the difference between dawn degrees and dawn 6 minutes?
It matches the number 427.
Yeah, 4:27 is dawn 6 minutes.
Is what?
Dawn 6 minutes.
Dawn 6 minutes.
Huh?
Dawn 6
Yeah,
minutes.
2 times.
No, the one fixed minutes.
6 minutes.
3:56 is dawn degrees. 4:27 is dawn 6 minutes.
It was minutes.
Okay, that's see the calendar. It says 4:27.
Never, what does it mean?
Dawn is 72 minutes at 16.1 degrees. 16.1 degrees is the time before the sun comes up. 16.1 degrees on the horizon before the sun angle till the sun comes up.
So which one is it?
What?
357 or 427?
I don't know. That's what he says over here. Alexa Shach is 3:56.
Oh,
What's
is
it
it?
saying 427?
That's dawn 6 minutes.
What does it mean?
You're asking me. I'm not an astronomer. I don't know.
Okay.
I just know what he says over
Okay,
here. That's all.
okay, fine.
Right? So I'm not a person that knows all these different things. Looks like there's different sheets. It's exactly one is a laser shot. Depending on astronomy.
Ah, there's
Okay.
it's two sheets.
Right? So 16.1 degrees, those are whole laser shot is 16.1 degrees before Netzachama. The angle. Right?
No. Okay. Look at Sif Hey. He talks about the dinim of Tisha B'Av. He says, "Divrei Torah mesamchem es halev."
Let's see there.
Words of Torah make a person in a happy mood. Shinema, Bikud Hashem Yisharim mesamchem halev. V'locha and Oser b'Tisha B'Av Lilmoid Torah ki im b'dvarim shema'asrim es libay. Only thing that saddened the person. K'goyim b'Sefer Yirmiyahu, in the Sefer Yirmiyahu, b'dvarim haroyim shabai. Yirmiyahu was a prophet that said a lot about the churban that's going to come. Upsuka nechemer shabai yidalig, where there's a pasuk that is consoling the people that you should skip. V'chein Puronius al Umas Ha'olam shekshuvim sham. There's also what the Eibusha said will be happening to the Goyim. So these things also you doubt because this is Mesameach. You're happy to read about this. V'chein mutar lumad b'sefer Iyov. You gotta learn in Sefer Iyov, because Iyov is a story of a person that had a lot of tzaros. He went through the up and downs of life. He was a successful person who made a lot of money and then had a big family and then he lost it all. Ubemedrash Eicha, there's a Medrash Rabbah, what we call Medrash Rabbah. So the Medrash Rabbah after the 5 Chumashim has Megillas. So there's the Medrash Eicha. Ugemara Perek Ilo Megalchem. The Gemara, it's a Masechta Moed Cotton. Over there it talks about Avelis, Dinam of Avelis. In fact, our minig is that if someone is saying Kaddish on Tisha B'Av, so Lubavitch has the minig that you also say Mishnayos. And the Mishnayos that we say is from Mikvois. But the question is, could you say the Mishnayos from Mikvois? So the minig is that you don't have to say that Mishnayos from Mikvois, but you say some Mishnahs from the end of Masechta Moed Cotton, which talks about Avelis. The mighty, it's talking over there, but Dine Ava Umenuda. The dinam of someone that's an Avelis and someone that's a Chedem. You could also learn Uvagoda, the Perek Anizaken. Agav, that's the famous sugya we call Kamsa Bar Kamsa. And V'Yushalmi Seif Mesech L'Tainis, the mighty B'chum. V'af B'Elu Shumuta Lumayd also L'Ayin B'Ham Eza Kushya V'Tiritz Drush. In other words, you learn these stories, especially when you learn the story of Bakamsa, so people want to analyze it, how it has happened, and all the details. So you have to just learn the text the way it is and save your comments for some other time. Ki mesamchem,
lose all understanding of it.
ki mesamchem es alev. When you talk chidushim, so people are proud when they have a chiddush. V'chol ma shemuta ha'adam lilmod ba'atzmai, muta lilmod gam im tinaikis. You also got to teach it. Muta likras kol seder hayayim afil lezel mekayim. That means the seder hayayim means the kabbanas that we learn about. So, and Ezel Mekayim is Mishnayos and Zvachim. It's a whole collection of Mishnayos and Zvachim. So, the Seder Mamodas Ein Leimer Afilu Mishiraga Leimer B'chol Yom. Seder Mamodas is there used to be today I don't see it around so much, but there used to be Sfarim that had like for every day, just like we have Chitas and Rambam, so they had for every day also of the week a part of Chumash, a part of Mishnayos.
Yeah.
What you saying?
It's like Chok Yisrael.
Right?
Chumash, Chok Yisrael.
If that's Chok Yisrael, could be okay. So that's called the Seder Mamodas, that they had the work cases, the study for each day. Afilu uboros umenikas. Even a woman that's pregnant or a woman that's nursing, alpha pisha mitzaeres halbe, tzriches lahashrim hatainis. Imroi, not unless b'mokem sheyesh lochash chas v'shalom v'sakona. Alpha chayla, alpha pisha ein b'sakona, yesh lahakol yashrim hatainis. In other words, Uberes and Amavikas are not sick. These are not sick people. They're people that are going through difficulty during the pains that they experience, and hunger pains may add to their pains, but they're not sick really. But a chayla is different. Incidentally, by Yom Kippur, so a chayla is also a whole section of Shulchan Aruch about the chayla, and the Shulchan Aruch says that the shiurim that the chayla should keep. What's your shiurim? That you shouldn't eat more than the kazayas within b'teich achilas pras. What's achilas pras? Achilas pras, there are different opinions. The popular opinion, I think according to some Sadek, is 7 minutes. Some say 8, some Seif I think says 8 minutes. So if you ate less than a kazayas within a stretch of 8 minutes, or you ate something in the beginning and you waited 8 minutes, then you could eat another kazayas. When it comes to shasiyah, to drinking, so drinking really the shit is mulay gugmov. Mulay gugmov means that if you fill the cheek, in other words, if you take liquid and you hold it in your mouth and push over the liquid to one side will like swell up. So that amount of liquid that's in that swollen up section is called mulay gugmov. Even though Rosh is mulay gugmov means gugmov is a Rosh Rabbim, but still it goes according to what you put in on both cheeks and you push it into one cheek. Over there, some want to say that the share of Revius has to do with the zman that it takes to drink a Revius, which is very little time. It could be something 2 minutes or so. And some say that over there also the share is of achilas pras, which means again about 8 minutes. But even though by Yom Kippur we have all these dinim of shiurim, the dinim of shiurim do not apply to Tisha B'Av. By Tisha B'Av, if someone has to eat, he doesn't have to eat limit himself to a kazayis for the achilas pras. If he has to eat, he's allowed to eat what he has to eat. V'yoldas Racha Zayin Ad Lamed is Dina Nami Kechayla She'ein B'Sakona. Normally by Yom Kippur, the din of a Yoldas goes by 3 days. The first 3 days she's not allowed to fast. Then after, for between 3 and 7, if she says that she needs it, then he will make her. But now he's talking by the other Tanaisim, it goes till Shoshim. So therefore he says that the V'yoldas L'Acha Zayin Yomim Ad Lamed Yom Nami Dina K'chayla She'ein B'Sakona. Afa Pi She'ein Chayla. Even though, like I said before, a miyaberes or a woman that gave birth is not considered is not sick. They're not sick, especially a Molgezeiten, when a woman gave birth, they would keep them in the hospital for 8 days. That's why they used to be on Park Place, a place called the Brooklyn Jewish Hospital. And they had over there a bris room. Why did they have a bris room? Because they used to keep the mother for 8 days, and if they kept the mother, they kept the baby. So the bris was made in the hospital, in the bris room. Today, the insurance laws and the state laws is you can't stay more than 48 hours. So you can't say that it's considered a chayla. So She says, but even though it's not considered a chayla, in mageshes ba'asra, but still we give her a din of a chayla. That a chayla could be mekel. Like you said before, that av a chayla alpa b'shein besakona yesh lahakush lahashmatainis. So we give her the din of a chayla shein besakona. He says in mageshes ba'atzma shehi b'riya v'gamri, that she's well, she went back to work and everything. Vatainis la yazagla, and the tinus will not have any effect on her. Is yesh la hashim, so she should be mashim the whole time. Ve'elu shesichon le'achol b'tisha b'av, and those that have to eat on Tisha B'av, lo yisangu b'macholim, they shouldn't eat expensive slices of meat. Elo b'rdei briyas haguf. See, he does not say that they should limit the food. Like we have by Shiurim by Yom Kippur. Because over here, the Shiurim doesn't apply, as I told you. But he says still, a person shouldn't eat food that will, I had a good piece of steak, Eat food, but not food that will put you in a certain spirit. The truth is, I get a lot of calls before Tisha B'av. Not talking about Kippur is a different thing. I get a lot of calls before Tisha B'av about fasting on Tisha B'av. The interesting thing with the calls is, number one, usually the one who calls is the husband. Okay, you can say maybe it's tznius, the wife doesn't feel comfortable with the call, and she says, husband, you call the rabbi, I don't know him. But it's more that the husbands are concerned, will their wife be able to make it? That's all. So what I told them is, first of all I told them that they don't have to come to shul. You don't have to come to shul. You don't have to say come to the meeting for Eichel. Big deal. So stay home. Stay in an air-conditioned room. Sleep as much as possible during the day. And I say to them, you know what? You're worried what's going to be if you don't feel good, right? I'll give you my cell phone. And so if I'll be in shul most of the morning or till Chatzai, you can call me. I usually don't get much calls. Yeah, that's a different thing.
But this is also different. The head is.
That's Pastor Kippur. He's talking. He says Pastor Salah. There's a question. There's a question. I once posed the question: who finds a fast easier, an Araman or a Gevir? Huh? An Araman. Why?
Generally, constantly is hungry.
Huh?
Constantly, he has no money.
So he's always fasting. Yes. But according to the Gemara has a different psychology.
The Gevir has a problem.
Huh?
The Gevir is not used to it. The other man is used to the difficult circumstances. So
you could say a swara, the Gevir, because the Gevir never fasts. So he doesn't. When he does fast, he can't stand it. So he could say just for cat. But the Gemara also has this discussion, and the Gemara says, "Ein adayim mishi yesha pas b'salei, u'mish ein le pas b'salei." What does that mean? That if the one, when a Gevir is fasting, he knows that he has to fast till 9 o'clock, and after that he has food prepared. So knowing that you have the food prepared makes it easy for you to fast. The Araman, what's going to be when it comes 9 o'clock? I don't know the food again. So he is worse off than the one that does have food. So according to Gemara psychology, that the Gevir is easier for him to fast than it is for the other man.
That's another one that doesn't have food. Most of them like food they have. They don't have. They might not have food Shem or Shaita. Food they have.
That's why the reason based on this Gemara, I told people when it comes to Kippur. In Kippur, it's hard to tell a person, especially a man, not to come to shul. You have to come to shul the whole day. So I told him, bring food with you every Kippur to shul. So you'll know that in case you need, otherwise you'll be worried. What happens if I need? Where am I going to get food? So bring food with you before you Kippur to shul, and b'mela it'll be easy for you to fast.
The head is